I am Shallon, and I'm a patient of Dr. Haddock's, and I'm here to tell you my story. I was diagnosed with breast cancer on March 28th, 2024, kind of a devastating day. And going forward and not knowing what to expect and knowing that parts of you are never going to be the same again, for me was somewhat terrifying. But at the end of the day, I was blessed to have surgeons that are truly amazing here at UTSW. I had a double mastectomy. I had chemo, and then I was doing the surgery, and then I was going to do radiation. Chemo was very successful for me, and I was very blessed. Now I'm 2 weeks post-op, and I feel like me. I look like me. It's because I was blessed with an amazing surgeon to put me back together. Dr. Haddock's the man. It's a long process, and some things are overwhelming, but the teams here are here for you. And despite the millions of messages on my chart and this and that, all of them got back to me right away. Dr. Haddock's team especially, I met with them very, very early after my diagnosis, which sometimes people do, sometimes people don't, but I knew I wanted reconstruction. I knew I wanted to be whole again. I was welcomed with open arms, even very early in the game. So if you think you don't know if you should meet with your reconstruction amazing plastic surgeon, Dr. Haddock, you should, and it's gonna be okay. Sometimes things change along the way. That's okay too, because there's different ways to put you back together. And all of those were explained very well to me, and I was able to understand. It made me feel like I wasn't alone. All of this changes you a lot, and to have that backing and comfort makes it much easier to get through. My expectations day of surgery was that I was going to get expanders, because typically that's what's done first. Expanders go hand in hand with radiation, and it was very, very well explained to me how that works, and the expanders, how long they have to be in for. So day of surgery, that was my expectation, that I was getting the double mastectomy, and Dr. Wynn was performing that, and then Dr. Haddock was coming in to do the reconstruction piece with the expanders. My chemo had pretty much cleared my cancer out of my lymph nodes, and that was the most important thing. So that day, I was able to keep my skin and my nipples. I was able to go direct to implants. And there are not words to say how amazing it felt. And when I woke up and I could see myself and I looked like I did before, there's not words to tell how great that feels. Not just personally, but for my home life, and for my, even my husband, who's been there and supported me the whole time, was more than impressed. You don't know what it's like when you're gonna wake up after surgery, and if they find something while they're in surgery, and so it's a little bit scary, but know this, if you choose him, he is gonna put you back together the best way possible, and you're gonna feel good when you wake up and see what he did. Reconstruction is very different than normal plastic surgery, because depending on cancer and what it's done to your breast, it takes a special person to be able to piece you back together sometimes. And everybody's situation is different, but I was informed that Dr. Haddock was the best of the best, and he is. Right away when I had my first meeting, I said that's who I wanted to be my plastic surgeon, and I could not be more happy that I chose him. The first time I met him and he walked in, and no nonsense, straight to the point, makes you feel comfortable, gives you all of your options, answers any questions, and no questions are dumb. And that was really important to me, because I had lots of questions I thought I would probably get laughed at, but come to find out I was not the only one that's even asked them before. And so no matter what questions you asked, he answered them. Had some just normal human conversation, and you felt like you'd known him forever. When you get in there and you're sitting and talking about for the first time what's gonna happen to you, to have somebody who cares and wants to do what's best for you. He's good at no sugarcoating. explaining it in a way that doesn't make you scared, that there's no sugarcoating. I'm a no sugarcoating kind of girl. Tell it to me like it is. In talking to people through this process and other women, and you can have someone that's has the same thing going on as you, and maybe their treatment plan, their things are different. Also, there's different types of reconstruction, not just implants. He made it very easy for me to trust him. So I didn't have any worries whatsoever. Don't get me wrong, I was blessed going direct to implants, but when I found out that may not be an option, I didn't have any issues with whatever his recommendation was. Yeah. Have questions and don't be afraid to ask them. Let Dr. Haddock just give it to you and tell you like it is, and you're not gonna feel scared or terrified at the end of that appointment. That I can tell you, because going into it, I was. And after it's all said and done, you'll walk out and you will feel so good, at least knowing at the end, when your body has to be reconstructed, it's gonna be okay and you're gonna look great. Dr. Haddock, thank you so much for blessing me with putting me back together and making me feel human again, because the whole process of cancer is so terrifying. I appreciate you and your staff and feeling so comfortable to call with any questions, and more than anything, I am so happy for all of your new patients to come, because they're going to be just as happy as I am. Thank you. When something like this happens, you don't know what to expect, and everything that you do along this process changes everything about you, not just physically, but mentally. And to have someone tell you that no matter what, we'll put you back together and you're going to be okay and you're going to be happy is very comforting, and to trust that. And I am proof that he doesn't lie and that he knows what he's doing. The first time they hear those words, cancer, and knowing what possibilities are at the end, that it's going to be okay. I just want to share that and give them a hug, because it's going to be okay, even when you think it might not. Thank you.